A new era began on October 4, 1957, when the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite, into orbit. This marked a momentous milestone in human history, the dawn of the space age. An age that would see humanity step beyond the confines of our home planet and venture into the vast expanse of the cosmos. Sputnik 1 was more than just a metal sphere orbiting Earth. It was a beacon, a symbol of human potential. It showed us that the stars were not just points of light in the night sky, but destinations waiting to be reached. The launch of Sputnik 1 was not just a triumph for the Soviet Union, it was a triumph for all of humanity. Close on its heels, on January 31st, 1958, the United States launched Explorer 1, the first American satellite. This marked the beginning of an extraordinary era of exploration and discovery, fueled by a healthy competition between two superpowers. But the space age was not just about machines and technology, it was about the brave men and women who dared to ride atop rockets, to leave behind everything they knew for the sake of exploration and discovery. Among them was Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin, who on April 12, 1961 became the first human in space. His flight lasted just 108 minutes, but its impact was everlasting. Just a few weeks later, on May 5th, American astronaut Alan Shepard followed suit, becoming the first American in space. These men, and those who followed, embodied the spirit of exploration and the courage to push boundaries. In the midst of this, on May 25th, 1961, US President John F. Kennedy announced an ambitious goal that would define the decade: landing a man on the moon, a goal that seemed almost impossible at the time. But it was this audacious vision that propelled the space age forward, igniting a fierce competition and a fervor for exploration that would shape the course of human history. And so, this era saw the birth of a new kind of race, the space race. A race not of nations, but of humanity against the unknown. A race into the final frontier. A race that continues to this day as we strive to understand our place in the cosmos. The 1960s were a time of rapid progress in space exploration. As humanity's curiosity about the cosmos grew, so did the milestones achieved. The decade saw several significant firsts, each one pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. In February of 1962, American astronaut John Glenn became the first American to orbit Earth. Glenn's journey around the Earth marked a significant achievement in humanity's journey to the stars. He orbited the Earth not once but 3 times in just under 5 hours. His mission, known as Friendship 7, demonstrated that humans could endure the harsh conditions of space. A few months later, in June of the same year, Soviet cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova shattered yet another barrier. Tereshkova became the first woman in space, an achievement that spoke volumes about the potential for inclusivity in space exploration. Space was not just to be orbited or passed through, but also to be experienced directly. In March of 1965, Alexei Leonov of the Soviet Union became the first person to walk in space. Just a few months later, American astronaut Ed White followed suit, becoming the first American to experience the thrill and peril of a spacewalk. The year 1966 saw another significant milestone. American astronauts Neil Armstrong and David Scott achieved the first successful docking of 2 spacecraft in orbit. This was a crucial step in demonstrating the possibility of constructing larger structures in space, a concept that would later give birth to the idea of space stations. The decade ended with a giant leap for mankind as Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon. The world watched in awe as Armstrong descended from the Apollo 11 lunar module and uttered those famous words, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." This momentous event not only marked the end of the 60s, but also ushered in a new era of space exploration, forever changing how we perceive our place in the universe. The following decade saw further advancements in space exploration. As the 70s dawned, the world watched in awe as the United States launched a series of lunar missions, Apollo 12 through 17, sending more astronauts to the lunar surface. These missions expanded our understanding of the moon, collecting valuable data and leaving an indelible human footprint on the celestial sphere. Around the same time, the Soviet Union was making strides of its own. In a groundbreaking move, they launched Salyut 1, the first ever space station. This remarkable feat of engineering served as a temporary home for astronauts and an observatory for scientists, marking a significant step towards humanity's prolonged presence in space. As we moved into the 80s, the United States made a leap of its own with the launch of the Space Shuttle. This was the first reusable spacecraft, capable of ferrying astronauts and cargo to and from Earth's orbit. The Space Shuttle revolutionized space travel, making it more sustainable and economically viable. The Soviet Union, not to be outdone, launched the Mir space station. This colossal structure was not just a space station, but a home. It was continuously inhabited for over a decade, a testament to human endurance and adaptability. The 70s and 80s were more than just decades of technological advancement. They were a period of transition from fierce competition to budding cooperation. International collaborations began to take shape, and space, once a battleground for supremacy, was slowly transforming into a platform for unity and shared human achievement. The Space Shuttle and the Mir space station in particular symbolized this shift. They welcomed astronauts from various nations, breaking down the invisible walls that once divided us. This era of cooperation paved the way for the future, setting the stage for the creation of the International Space Station, a testament to what humanity can achieve when we work together. These decades witnessed the transition from competition to cooperation in space exploration. The 1990s marked the beginning of an ambitious international project. This decade saw the birth of one of the most significant endeavors in human space exploration, the construction of the International Space Station, or the ISS. A joint venture, the ISS was a manifestation of unity among nations, a testament to the power of collaboration. The United States, Russia, Japan, Canada, and Europe came together to create a habitable artificial satellite that would orbit the Earth. The construction of the ISS was a mammoth project, involving numerous launches to send up the various modules. Imagine building a structure not on the firm ground, but in the void of space, where there's no up or down and every piece is weightless. The first component, the Zarya control module, was launched by Russia in November 1998. This was followed by the Unity module, launched by the United States in December of the same year. As the 1990s progressed, more and more pieces of this giant orbital jigsaw puzzle were meticulously put together. The ISS grew module by module, each one serving a unique purpose, from living quarters to laboratories. The decade also saw the launch of the Hubble Space Telescope. This was a significant milestone in space exploration, allowing us to peek into the distant cosmos like never before. The Hubble Space Telescope has since captured some of the most iconic images of the universe, providing invaluable data to astronomers and scientists. As the 1990s came to a close, the International Space Station was still under construction. However, the progress made was substantial, and the station's potential was becoming clear. The ISS was not just a scientific outpost, but a symbol of human ingenuity and cooperation. The completion of the ISS in the 2000s signified a new era of international cooperation in space. As we stepped into the new millennium, the ISS stood as a beacon of human achievement, a testament to our collective desire to reach for the stars and explore the unknown. Opening, the 21st century has seen space exploration reach new frontiers. As we entered the 21st century, Mars became the focal point of exploration. The United States launched rovers named Spirit and Opportunity, designed to explore the Red Planet for several years, collecting vital data about its geology and climate. As if that wasn't enough, the Curiosity rover was also sent to Mars, with a more advanced set of instruments to delve deeper into the planet's mysteries. Not content with just exploring our neighboring planet, we also reached out to the far edges of our solar system. The New Horizons spacecraft was launched, with its sight set on the dwarf planet Pluto. In 2015, it flew past Pluto, sending back the first ever close-up images of this distant world. But it wasn't just the United States making significant strides in space exploration. China also marked its presence in the cosmos, launching its first taikonaut into space. Meanwhile, India successfully sent its first spacecraft, the Mangalyaan, to Mars, proving that space exploration wasn't just the domain of superpowers anymore. As we moved deeper into the 21st century, space exploration continued to push boundaries. The launch of the Perseverance rover and the Ingenuity helicopter to Mars marked another milestone. Perseverance is on a mission to search for signs of ancient life and collect samples of Martian rock and soil for future return to Earth. Meanwhile, Ingenuity, the first aircraft to fly on another planet, is testing new technologies that could aid future exploration. The 21st century has truly been a time of new frontiers in space exploration, and these advancements are not just about scientific discovery, they also represent the collective human spirit, our insatiable curiosity, and our unending quest for understanding. From rovers on Mars to spacecrafts reaching the edges of our solar system, to countries like China and India making their mark in the cosmos, we are truly exploring new frontiers. Closing. As we continue to explore the cosmos, who knows what new frontiers we'll discover next?